Hey guys, Global 5 here today. We're going to be doing a deck profile for my 9 event Bang Dream build that I took second at our locals shop challenge last week. This deck is not optimized at all. I've been meaning to switch cards out for about the last 6 months, and I just have not done so. So this is some pretty jank build. So at the end, I'm going to go ahead and show some of the changes that are going to be done in order to optimize it before I play this at Springfest. Since I cannot play Love Live Sunshine, this is probably what I'm going to end up going with. But yeah, took second place at Game King, which is in Fall River, Mass, on the 7th of this month. I played AOT first round. We were pretty even in damage. I hit 3-0, and I had 9 cards in deck. 2 of them were climaxes, and I was in a pretty good position, I thought. And then I triggered both climaxes and left 6 damage at 3-0 against AOT, and he rickied himself to 3-0, triple Mikasa, and I just scooped. And I was like, I'm all set. The next game I played was against ReZero, and I should have died. That game, I just should have died. I refreshed and somehow triple canceled his attack. I ate everything off his RAM, but just triple canceled all the actual attacks and came back to win. So that was just luck sacking. Like, statistically, very small chance for me to have won that game. The next game I played was against Gurren Lagann. Feel bad for the guy. All his climaxes are in the bottom of the deck. So I hit him from like 0-5 to 2-1. Then the next turn, I end up siding for one, which both got canceled. And then I directed into him for 4, and everything stuck, and he went 3, and then I just killed him next turn. So it was just unfortunate placing for him. I think I killed him from like 2-2. It was like really bad. Then the next game I played a P4 trial deck. This kid was actually 2-1 by the time I played him, so seems good. Opening hand, I'm out 3. I mulligan, I draw another one, then I triggered one, and so I was out 5. And I knew there were 2 souls in the trial deck because other players had already been 2 sold out by him, and he just never 2 sold me early on. I was able to mill through the deck and stabilized, and then just ended up killing him because he had no resources. So that was fun. After that, we cut the top 8. I played AOT again, which was my first round opponent, and I just stuck a lot of damage. He stuck some, but not as much, and then I just killed him. So he didn't even get to play level 3, so that was, optimal AOT game right there. Then I played Sunshine. The deck that he plays is slightly different than the standard English Sunshine, but game was going pretty okay on my end. I had 2 of these on board, and he comes into me for 4, thinking that he's got a climax in his deck. I eat the 4, go to like 3-2. No, I would have been 3-5 because I was 3-1. So because I don't have the early play in here yet. So I go to 3-5. I Magic Cylinder him back, but he did have the climax in his deck, so he canceled on 4. So instead of killing him, I just died, but that was pretty close. So I took second with this jank build. So just going into it real quick. This is the Remy Free Runner from the first trial deck that came out. You play this instead of the Mill Runner because you're running 9 events, so you're going to miss if you run the Mill Runner. So you're just trying to generate advantage. This was clutch against like AOT. I was able to avoid some reverses, forced him to like triple out, still kill an Aaron on the reverse turn. Happy Halloween, Arissa. This bonds for That Irritating Girl, or the toilet event, as it's called. You play this just to grab that. The issue is having bonsai characters. You have this one, this. This card's going to get dropped, and itself as bonsai. Well, this also counts as bonsai in hand, I guess. So um, you're just trying to generate some sort of consistency pulling that event. Because for some reason, this event is like the hardest one for me to get in my hand. I don't know why, but this was added just to generate that consistency. The Sister Adore Remy is just your brainstorm. 500 beginning of climax, rest self, salvage. It's pretty good. Salvage isn't always fantastic, but you're going to mill a lot in this deck, so you will have targets that you want, or generate some sort of other advantage card that will help you out. I was playing Sparkling Kasumi. This is a top check add the something in the warehouse or Operation Tornado event or music character, which is the whole deck to hand, then discard, kind of a ditch outlet. I think with my revisions that this card gets dropped to 0, so this will be gone. But this is an option that you could play in this deck because it does grab you an event, which is nice. However, you will miss because you do have 5 missed targets in addition to your 8 climaxes, so something to be aware of. We played the Chibi Ron promo. Pay 1 digicard, look at top 3, add to hand. This is a good way to find your climax because if you don't grab your door for the Kasumi, you're just really sad. But it also will allow you to grab the events. So this is why we're playing 2 copies, because of the versatility to grab events and your climax. Reliable Companion Arisa. This is just a bonsai character in hand, so it helps you out with the Happy Halloween Arisa. When your other music character or this card comes into play, you can look at the top card of your deck. This is good for toilet events because toilet events, you can stack them on a character and reveal and then add a music to hand. So if you know you have a music character, then you know that there's a target there. Otherwise, you're possibly revealing an event or a climax, and you're just sad because you got no advantage off of this. The other effect is Restless and give 1k to something. This is helpful trying to reverse things with the Kasumi because the last one that comes into play is pretty small. So just pumping an extra 1k somewhere can be helpful. And then, late game as well, you're just generating a bunch of power, trying to maintain a little bit of board because you do lose these pretty quick on the reverse turn. Happy Christmas Kasumi. This is your level 1 climax combo. Up to twice per turn, when another one of your characters with music or Asuka, which is Kasumi's sister, comes into play, gains 1k. So you want to make sure you play this first, play another one, gain 1k, play another one, gain 1k, gain 1k. If you're going to play back row characters, wait until you've played these on the field so everything gains the power. When this card attacks, if Twinkle Little Star climax is in the climax area, you can grab this from Waiting Room. This is Operation Tornado. When you play this, it's a brainstorm. So you flip over 3 cards, put them in the waiting room. If you choose a level X or lower character, which is music or Asuka, return to your hand. X is the number of characters with music trait, or Asuka and name, revealed amongst those cards. So you do have misses for this, but with your level 0 lineup, you're hopefully grabbing advantage cards or things that help you go through your deck or grab other things you need, or you're just grabbing Kasumis and hopefully playing combo once or twice a game. So if you can get 2 of these off in a game, it feels really good. 3 times is probably not happening, but if you can get it off twice, it's really nice. We talked about That Irritating Girl a little bit, but this card is super broken. If you have 2 or less music characters, you cannot play this, so you have to have 3 cards on field. Choose a music character in waiting room, and you put it in your stock. Then choose one of your characters, and that gains the following ability until end turn. When this card attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If the card is a music character, add it to hand. So it is super good to replenish your hand. Also adds to stock, which is helpful because once you hit 2, what I was doing is using this Remy to pump a bunch of power onto either like a Kasumi or a level 0. I'll tell you, nothing is more frightening to an opponent when I attack with this and I have this on board and I go give 13,500 power to Chibi Ron and they go, what? Yeah, no, so I'm attacking with a 14.5 character into your level 3, and I just killed it because of this card. So, doing things like that is why we're playing this, because I will kill your level 3 with this little 1k card. Then I can pump it, another 1k, now it's 15.5, and a whole bunch of things. So, this card is really good. The other effect that it has is when this card reverses, the battle opponent of this is higher than your opponent's level, you can reverse it. So it's an anti-early play as well. So even though I'm going to kill your level 3 with this little 1k character, I can also kill it this way. Club Show Orisa is a free fresh backup. When you use this card's backup, you may pay cost, which is 2 more stock. If you do, return all cards in your waiting tree deck and shuffle your deck. There was a couple of games at the shop challenge that I used this, and it was really helpful. I would double trigger climaxes, and then I would just use this in free fresh. And because of this event, I had stock and was able to do it, and still be able to play my 2/1s that turn. Arisa, try not to laugh. This card is garbage. Don't play it. I have one in the deck. I think I was just using it as an attempt to pump power. Again, using like this kind of effect, but it's just not value. I never play it ever, so just this is gone. Get rid of it. Don't play it. Bad. Buns for Luck. This is a stock swap card. Situational, especially if you're playing games against Konosuba, you want this in your hand. If I'm playing against Konosuba, I draw this first turn. It's never leaving my hand. My opponent probably doesn't even know I'm going to have it at that point, which will be great. But as soon as I hit 2, I'm slamming it down, and I'm getting rid of what is hopefully all clean stock on their end. If it's not, then I'm winning anyway. I'm pretty happy. But if they have a whole bunch of Bunny Union clean stock, this will make them really sad. This does combo with a 3/2 Orisa. I don't have it in this build. In my edit, I need to figure out how I'm going to fit one in. So I don't have it in the edit, but the 3/2 Orisa from the first set, that's on play, rests a standing character. Opponent chooses 1 or 2 climaxes and shuffles a whole waiting room back to deck. You want to play that with this in tandem. Just need to figure out how I'm going to fit that in. I was playing 3 of these clock bombs. The reason I was playing 3 was I needed, for color, I'm only running 5 green in this build as is. But not only that, the alarm effect. So if this is on top of your clock at the beginning of your climax phase, if you have 4 or more music characters, you may blind stock the top card of your deck. So just trying to generate stock, because hopefully I'm early playing the Orisa here. Then I'm playing this, which in the edit will be early played, but I'm going to end up dropping these. I just found that getting green was a little too hard. I mean, I'm sure I was reversing your level 3s with this card or pumping power and reversing, but this didn't seem to gel quite with the deck, so I do have some edits for this as well. So these 3 are going to get dropped for other things. This is your level 3 combo, which you're hopefully playing at level 2. If you can't, then you have your alternate game plan just to kind of stall out your opponent. But this card, if the number of climax waiting rooms 2 or less, gets -1 level in hand, so it's a 2/2. If this is in the center stage, all your music characters gain 1500 power. Climax combo. When this card attacks, if under the Blossoming Sakura, which is the pants climax beneath it, is in your climax area, and the number of other music characters you have is 4 or more, until the end of your opponent's next turn, this card gains 1k power in the following ability. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, choose up to 2 of your opponent's characters, and those characters get -1 soul until end of turn. So if you're sitting on this at 2-0, even if you only get 2 out, you're probably blanking soul on 1 to 2 of your opponent's characters and then minusing a few others. And then these things are just really big. So hopefully your opponent cannot get over them. Another thing you may want to run in this deck is the Yukina 2k counter. I didn't have space just because of some of the other stuff I'm trying to do and putting all the events in here. But that's another suggestion, is the Yukina 2K counter. This swimsuit Arisa is the other level 3 we're playing. I only have 2 copies right now, but it's going to go to 3 in the edit. When it comes into play, you may heal. It gets 500 for all your other music, so it should be 11k because you should have full board. If this is on the board, it's even bigger. It's a 12.5 or 14k, so it's pretty large. And then it has the magic cylinder effect, which is during this card's battle, when the damage you received is not cancelled, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal the same damage to your opponent, which is pay 2 and ditch a card. So that is how I almost killed my opponent in the last round. But he had 1 climax in deck. Would have been pretty funny if he did not have that like he thought in deck and had just died. We should hopefully have the recording of the shop challenge up on the channel, hopefully within the next week or so. There's been some technical difficulties, but once we get that up, I'll put a link here in the description. But then the last 8 cards here, the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, which is a door, which is fantastic climax trigger. And then we have the pants under the blossoming Sakura for the Arisa. And that's pretty much the deck. We're just going to go real quick into here and edit the stuff that I believe should be edited out. I'm still learning how to use the Encore Decks interface, so hang with me real quick. As Japanese. So I think cards that are really good in the current meta are the bottom deck bombs or clock bombs. As we discussed, I got rid of the clock bomb in the build because green was just really hard to try to get in and make it consistent. So going back to the first Bang Dream set, we're going to add this, which is a bottom deck bomb. You know, we'll still pump it with power with the Remy and hopefully kill with power. And then if we can kill with the power, then it allows us to have it on board, so that way if the opponent early plays again, if they swing into it, they lose the early play. So that's just, you know, another way to try to deal with that. This card, a New Start Saya, is one of my favorite zeros in Bang Dream. I was really trying to play 2 in this build, but unfortunately I don't think I have the space. It mills through your deck pretty well, and it also allows you to salvage. So when it comes into play, put the top 2 cards of your deck in your waiting room. Climax, choose something, give it 1500. So again, pumping kind of your small characters up to dake out bigger characters. Pay 1, ditch a card, salvage, give 1k. So you could pump 2-5 just off of this card. So that's why I think it's value. Even though, you know, it's a salvage instead of a search, it does pump up something big. So it's pretty good. We were talking about the early play to the swimsuit Arisa. So using onstage Arisa will allow you to do that. Just need to find it here. So we're going to play 2 copies of the onstage Arisa. What it does is that when you are front attacked, you may pay cost, which is 1, and then put the card into waiting room, and then you play the swimsuit Arisa from hand, so you get the heal, and then you basically just magic cylinder right into it because it'll be that card's battle at that point, and then your opponent hopefully will eat damage. And even if you take some, it's like giving it right back to them. Then you have a big 3-2 beater on the board, reverse their character. And then on the backswing, kill them, you know? The resonate for it is to reveal the swimsuit Arisa from hand. And then you can side attack without soul penalty. So if you're not going to be able to kill your opponent's board, you know, use the resonate, side attack, and then the card will stay on the board for you to then hope that your opponent swings into it with a front attack to play the Swimsuit Orisa. Now, using the Resonate, though, will tell the opponent that you have it in your hand, so they may then just side for 0, which is also a good plus, in my opinion, on your side. So, yeah, so there'll be a lot of fun things, with the Swimsuit Orisa in this combo that wish I had it in here. They just got super lazy. The Orisa Try Not to Laugh, which is the card I said definitely do not play. We're going to remove that. We're going to add the third Swimsuit Orisa in. And then we're going to go ahead and save. And those are the edits that I recommend for the deck. Like I said, I do kind of want to try to get a second Buns for Luck in here. But I just don't know what else to cut, and there's a couple other like level 1s, but I think that this level 0 lineup is probably what you want to run. I don't know of anything like more specific for like this build that would be super helpful. There are a couple other Orisa level 3 deck profiles out there. I know Kit King on his Burn 1 channel has one he posted recently. So, I mean, if you're looking to run this combo and don't want to go the meme 8 or 9 or 10 event route, definitely check out his video. That's pretty cool. I haven't been able to watch myself. Just too many other things going down. But we'll end the video, I guess, here. Just a quick breakdown of what's going on in the deck. We have 15 zeros, 12 level 1s, 8 level 2s, 7 level 3s, and this is the color breakdown for you, removing all that green here. So I want to thank you all for watching the video. This is the second time we've done one using the screen capture here and using Encore decks for the first time. I want to thank all those developers that have put this together and allowed us to build our decks and show them again online. So thank you guys. If you have any questions or comments, subscriptions, because we will hopefully be doing more of these in the future. We will always love you guys' feedback. So thank you all again for watching, and good luck building your test and in Springfest.